precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. I will make a man, and that man is the Israelite man. It's all about the Israelite man at this time, and in the future, and in the kingdom. It's not about the woman. The woman has to take a back seat. She has to get in the back of the bus. It's all about the man. The Most High is working through the man. And what is fine gold? Gold is precious. It ain't talking about men in general. It's talking about the Israelite man, starting with the elect. It's our time. It's our time now. The Israelite man's time that the Most High is going to raise us up through his beloved Son, Yahawashi, and the elect. And it's not just being an Israelite man, it's being the Israelite man of the elect. So we're going to be precious like gold. We're going to be the superstars, man. I will make a man, an Israelite man, more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. We're going to be precious. That's why we're going to have more than one woman. Some of you are going to have 1,000 women. Some of you are going to have 2,000 women. And you'll be able to deal with all of them. And anytime you pop them, they're going to have children. You're going to have women of the other nations as your concubines. And there's going to be a long line trying to get an Israelite man. 7 women shall take hold of 1 man. This is why this man wants to be us. But he's not a
true power. True powers. We're going to know what it's like to feel power, true power coursing through your veins, man. We're going to be tapping into that infinite energy, man. Infinite energy, man. Something that Esau will never know. He's looking at you, kid. Evan Rawchaa, you will never know what it is to feel true power.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Yahawashi, Yahawah, Yahawashi.
Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel. You Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the 4 corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying those who fear in the name of the Lord, and the striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 42. So the water for everybody that's tuning in. Whoever come across the comment board, Yahawashi, Barak, Atham. And Lord put the spirit on me today to deal with there's a lot of false prophets that have been being exposed, and also that have been judged over the last week. That all of the prophets have been dealing with. So I'm just coming to put them all on one little go on my page and kind of pull up all the ones that they've called out this week. And there will be more, especially in the times we're in. There's going to be a lot of false prophets. So Lord willing, to edify to the flock. And the title of it is Polight, which we know, us coming new in the truth, they've let us know about how he, said some false accusations against the prophets of GMS, and what he claimed that they were, it came back on him, and I'm going to show the videos. I'm going to show a little bit of them, and, we're just going to put in some precepts. It's really just to land back, just to, put in a couple precepts as a response, and show you where the videos is at. And go watch them and get edified. So, Lord witness, edifying to the flock. First one was from Elder Apostle Tahar, and his court date was on the Shabbat a couple of days ago, and this is the video, of him receiving his sentence. He got 7 years and then 10 years, 10 years probation. But if he mess up at all, he gets another 61 years. So, that's a heavy sentence, but we all believe that the end times is gonna come right now. Like we're not too far from all the prophecies being fulfilled. Is what we have faith that this is gonna play out faster than what everybody believes. So this is the first video dealing with this. If you want to go watch it, I'm gonna post everything at the bottom of the comment board and name them all. You should go watch all the videos. If you haven't got to go watch them yet, they're edifying, very edifying. So we're just gonna put in some precepts dealing with this first video. It's just talking about his court date and whatnot that he got, and it just kind of shows you it's a warning to those who come against the prophets, man. And even if you thinking negative towards the prophets, it can get you judged. So you got to be careful, what you put in your mind when it comes to the men of the Lord, because the Lord takes that very offensive that you are messing with his work, okay? Because he's working through his men. So this is Matthew chapter 7, verse 15, and it reads, hold on one second. This is Yahawashi speaking. It said, "Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravaging wolves." And this guy, he seemed to have a lot of money and whatnot, and he had a lot of wives and whatnot, but inwardly, he was a wicked man, okay? So the Lord put him in a position to where he checkmated his ass, and now he's in prison, and he through, man. Okay, he gonna mess around and die in there when the intercontinental ballistic missiles come, man. Okay? Because the way it's looking like, it's not looking like he's gonna repent. But we don't know. But we know this. The Lord put him in that position for a reason. And the Lord can abundantly pardon, but the way it's looking, the way he came at the prophets, I doubt it. But, that's just me speaking as a man. So we're going to do 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. And it reads, "Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of the Most High." We all have to be tried, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. And it's our job, as I would call myself a student. I'm just as job as us students who believe in great millstone as the prophets, to follow in their footsteps and call out people who are teaching false doctrine, things like that. If the Lord puts a spirit on you to do so. That's what we're here for to do. We're supposed to warn the wicked man of his wicked ways, and if he doesn't turn from his wicked way, then it's on them. So we're going to go over here to the Blue Letter Bible. We're going to do Romans chapter 2, verse 1. And it reads, therefore, thou art inexcusable, O man, whatsoever thou art that judgest. For wherein thou judgest another, thou condemnest thyself, for thou judgest, for thou that judgest doest the same thing. So if you're going to tell somebody that they're a grapist and they really not, right? And the Lord will mess around and put you in that prediction, man, you get judged. Verse 2, but we are sure that the judgment of the Most High is according to truth against them which commit such things. See? So the Lord will put you in a trick bag if you out there falsely accusing brethren. Alright? You just going on about your life thinking it's not a big deal. Now let's go over here and put it in the NLT. It says, you may think you can condemn such people, but you are just as bad. You have no excuse. When you say they are wicked and should be punished, you are condemning himself. For you who judge others do these very same things, right? And we know that the Most High in his justice will punish everyone who do such things. So that's why we do not involve ourselves in situations like these and then tell other people not to do it. You don't want to do that. You want to be someone who is telling somebody to repent and turn away from something because you've already done it. You know, and you're staying away from doing that kind of stuff. And once you do that, then, you know, you're able to judge righteously. You can say, well, I'm not doing that. You shouldn't be doing it either. That's what the Lord told us not to do. But he wasn't doing that. He wanted to come at the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and also say they're teaching false doctrine. He threatened them a couple times and other various things. And he also was doing a lot of wickedness, man. He was doing, you know, he was rapping and whatnot. Not saying that rapping is not a big, not a sin, but about what you're rapping about is, you know, and what you're doing, you know. And a lot of these people who are in music are very wicked, man. They're all about adultery and self-glory, okay? And when you do that kind of stuff, the Lord will condemn you, especially for coming at the prophets. So this is Matthew chapter 7, verse 1. Judge not that ye be not judged, right? But this means like you can't judge somebody in a sense if it's not according to the law or it's according to the word, man. And that's what he was doing. He was falsely accusing the elders and apostles of things that they weren't doing. So that put him in that predicament. Verse 2. For with that what ye judge, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. So if you judge somebody else and say they doing something wrong and they're not doing it, the Lord gonna come back and check your ass and say, oh, well, you doing it, so I'm finna judge your ass, right? And with that measure, and with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured unto you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considers not the beam that is in thine own eye? So it was saying, how you gonna tell somebody else not to do something and you doing it, right? And that's what we doing. We are unspotting ourselves from this world. So when we are teaching and we are telling people to turn to the way of the Lord, we're not hypocrites, okay? And end up being castaways like Polight was, or Polight. I don't know how they say his name. Polight, I think. Yeah, brother Polight. You know, I wasn't around in the truth whenever he was doing all his wickedness, you know. We coming back to relay the message to show it. So it's a warning to all of us new brothers coming in the truth and anybody else, you know, that we're not supposed to be dealing with these kind of people, man, or being like them, because it can get your ass judged swiftly. Lord put a demon on you, you end up doing something stupid, and now you in the pen forever, okay, or long enough to get destroyed. Isaiah chapter 54 verse 7. Let me do this. No, I actually wanted 1 Corinthians. Typed in the wrong one, Slakia. 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 27. Alright, and I want to read this in the NLT too. We're going to put in a couple more precepts, and then we're gonna watch a little bit of one of his little videos where he was rapping on, and you can just tell, man, he not of the Lord, man. He a false prophet. Okay, and he had a lot of people following him, man. So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 27. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. So he was going around teaching the word. He was going around doing that kind of stuff. And he ended up being a castaway. Why? Because he wasn't doing what he said he was doing, man. He was doing the opposite. Okay, he was doing wickedness. So the Lord cast him out, man. Turned him over to a retrobate mind. So I want to go down and read that in the NLT. And it reads, I discipline my body like an athlete, training it, and it's talking about spiritually. You can do it physically too, but spiritually is, mainly what we're trying to aim at. It is important to do physical as well, though, because it makes you to where you're more active to do things spiritually, taking care of your body and whatnot, training it to do what it should, right? Which is to exalt the name of Yahawashi and Yahawashi. Otherwise, I fear that after preaching to others, I myself might be disqualified. See, to be disqualified. And we know in James chapter 3, verse 1, teachers will be punished more severely. Okay, if you're going to teach this truth, you got to make sure that you're serious about it. Because if the Lord knows that you're not sincere, He will put you in a position where you get jacked up, man. And it's just not the way to go. This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. And it reads, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, right? And to reserve the unjust to the day of judgment to be punished. And that's what He just did. He just put him in prison so he could be reserved. And it's not like he ended up having a good time, man. He's going to go through a bad time, man. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanness and despise government, talking about the government of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Who's that? His men, right? Which is Yahawashi, the head of all of them. That's his government, man. Presumptuous are they, self-willed, they are not to spray evil of dignities, man. And they came at the elders and apostles like that, and now he threw, man. And it's a good example for those who have that mindset of thinking they could just think whatever they want about the prophets, man, and think the Lord's not gonna checkmate your ass and put you in a position where you like fuck, I should have thought about before I was thinking about them like that. Okay, because it's more than just, even if you ain't even say nothing, if you thinking ill will towards the prophets, the Lord hears that shit, man. So this is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 2. We can do one. The king's heart, which is his mind, is in the hand of the Lord, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. See? So the Lord is directing everybody, man. So we want to have fear of the Lord, so He doesn't direct us in a retrobate state and leads us toward destruction. Right? You're gonna get deliverance or destruction. Okay, you're gonna get one of the D's. Verse 2, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, right? But the Lord pondereth the hearts, which is the minds. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice, right? So these are some of the things that Mr. Polight, or whatever his name is, wasn't paying attention to, man. And also this other dude, Comfy, they said he got put to death too by the Lord, okay, for whatever he was doing. All right. So I just want to play this next one right here. This is from GMS South Carolina 08. This is Elder Manata's Outbox page. You're going to go watch his page and get highly edified as well. This is just a little video showing him his little last rap video just before he got locked up.
Did I mention I'm from Brooklyn? If you fuck with me. Don't fuck with me, fam.
Get money. Get money. Get money. Get money.
They wish I was guilty. Fuck it, they feel I ain't going tit for tat. Ain't poor, but I'm filthy. I just made $1 million. I ain't trading this for that. Her skin so silky. I kept it 250. Might get a kiss for that. She tried to milk me. I told her forgive me. You know you got tits with that. I'm really on it. Blinded too much upon it. Clear. Ride to go some 100. I told her you want it here. My money was done and I got it. You want it here.
Trash. Don't even want to listen no more of that shit. trash ass music. You got the fake ass dollars. Now he's sitting in the pen. Okay, trash. Okay, and you don't want to be a bag of trash prophet because the Lord will have you teaching the word, and then you have you do this, and then you're gone. Okay, and you know everybody's laughing at his ass. We don't want to be this guy. So hold on, let me put that back up because I want to go. I'm putting all these lessons at the bottom of the comment board. So we got that one. We gotta go over here because that's gonna show you the what happened in court. But he was talking all that bull biggity, and the Lord clipped his little ass through. So now we're gonna go over here. This is another group that you need to watch out for. This is also GMS South Carolina's page. He also did a good video on this. Very edifying. Hold on. Let me pause that. And we're going to read a little bit of it because he kind of shows this guy. Because at first he made a video earlier in the day about this group. And nobody was showing their face, and they finally showed their face earlier tonight. And you know these guys got dreads and stuff, so we all know in the scriptures is talking about long hair is a shame to the Lord. But this guy's talking about he's a defense unit for Israel, but he don't know none of the scriptures. He's got a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. Okay, that's what a lot of these false prophets are like, and we have to point them out to you so you're not following. Yeah, and that's the lesson right there. The Hebrew defense unit is some agent-ish, right? Some agent bullshit, you know. And he might be an agent. We'll see.
Shalom HDU, it's your first commander, Saf Solomon, reporting. Alright Israelites, today we're going to talk about that anti-warrior spirit that I gotta beat up out of you. First of all, I hear a lot of chitter chatter whenever I'm posting. You know, I'm the former atheist, previous military guy.
First of all, he's saying is Yah a civilian, so he doesn't even call on the name of Yahawah or Yahawashi. So we already know that's one thing that makes him a false prophet, right?
He's only been in the truth for 2 years. So there's a certain aspect of this I just don't have right, and I totally understand that. And I completely respect you guys on that, okay? Like, just to keep...
Do you hear him? He's saying he ain't even been in the truth that long, right? And he's over here talking about, you know, like he knows what he's talking about, man. He needs to go learn more. And need to cut his damn hair, but, you know, he maybe not know that yet.
Keep it clear. But there's a certain aspect of this that we must respect, that the Most High brings us all through our experience for a reason. So the second that I came into the truth, a lot of this stuff was just already just easy knowledge for me. Now,
not to cut your damn hair.
Or anti-warrior spirit guy, right? What does he quote? Our weapons of war are not carnal. You guys spit it out so much and misuse it so much. The truth
and
is...
we're not misusing that. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be teaching the word right now. Okay? Nobody knows who the elect is, and they're going to be the ones who's the Lord's battle weapons. So how are we feeling like we're in any right to use weapons? Okay? And there's plenty of scriptures that show you that if you use the sword, you're gonna get killed by the sword, and that's not the time we in, man. Right?
The Most High don't want us doing nothing that's not in His intention. When He said that He's giving you some land, you are to go take that land, and you are to go do what He told you to do. Because when you go do what He told you to do, that's gonna work out. Now, there's instances where He'll make it clear, like, hey, don't do that, because I'm not with you on that. Like, hey, I gave them that possession. Like, that's what I said.
You see how fast he's putting scriptures up there, and he's like trying to break it down in like Jake terms? That's not how you're supposed to teach the word, man.
Happening with them. I didn't tell that to you, so you have no business even talking about that right here. So why won't Jake?
See what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, these young people don't understand, man. They're gonna get themselves killed, man. Fucking around with the Most High. You see what happened to Polight. Okay, now this kid coming up trying to be like, oh yeah, I'm obviously off about some stuff, but then go on to still teach something like he knows something that people don't understand or something. All right, so this is Numbers. Y'all should go watch that video. The elder had a lot of good points, as he always does. He always has a lot of edification in his lessons. So Numbers chapter 35, verse 33. These young cats all be talking about they know the word, and the Lord told you not to do something, right? He said don't have no long hair. Why the fuck you got long hair, bro? This is what like the issue is with these people, man. They only want to pull out things in the scriptures they want to deal with. This is Numbers chapter 35, verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land. Do what? Violence. And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So if he's out there claiming that he's doing the work of the Lord, he's going to shed blood, right? What did the Lord say? Did he not tell us that he was going to redeem us without money? Didn't he not tell us to not avenge ourselves? Yeah, he did. So what is this dude talking about? That's like basically trying to take over Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi's position. It's his job to come save us. You know, he said no man's going to be able to pluck us out of his hand. That's what the elder Manasseh was talking about. In Deuteronomy 28:16, he said no one will be able to save us from the so-called white man. And this guy has on his page like he's going to bring all the scattered and put us in our own land or something. Like, bro, you can't even cut your hair. This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked, which is Yahawah. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So he's trying to sow in what? False doctrine. He's trying to sow in violence. And it just said in the scriptures plainly that our warfare is not carnal. Our weapons are not carnal. We using this. But he has a problem with that. Right? Verse 8, for he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. So he's corrupting himself right now. But he that soweth to the spirit shall of the spirit reap life everlasting. And nobody in the spirit is shooting AKs. Okay, nobody in the spirit has guns. We're all speaking in the spirit, man. Okay, and there might be a couple brothers that got a piece or whatever, but when it comes down to it, they're not relying on that to be what's going to save them. This guy's making it seem like weapons is going to save us or something. Okay, he's relying on his weapons and his strength. Okay, and he thinks just because he's got some military experience, like that's going to save us. That's not going to save us, bro. That's going to get your ass shipped off to World War III. You're going to die there, bro. If you don't get your shit together with the Most High, man. We're not here to impress each other. We're here to warn, because if we don't, we know it's on us, man. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And let us not be weary in well-doing, see? For in due season we shall reap if we faint not, okay? Or start being impatient and start trying to take matters in our own hands, because the Lord clearly told us to wait on him. Just because we tired of being here, we know all Israel, we tired of being here, but that doesn't mean that we take prophecy in our own hands and try to fulfill it without him. That's basically what Judas did. Judas tried to do the same thing. Okay, thinking that the Lord was going to use his power whenever he tried to get Yahawashi crucified. It ended up happening. He ended up hanging himself, man. All right, that should just get you destroyed. Romans chapter 12, verse 19 did, and that was what Elder Manasseh said, of course. That's what I was getting from his video. Romans chapter 12, verse 19, it reads, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. So this guy's coming up saying that he's going to repay. He's going to make sure all of Israel with his defense unit, with the AKs and, all the little swords and stuff, he's going to be the one who delivers Israel, man. And that's going off, man. The Lord said, don't take vengeance. He didn't say, go get no swords and go out there and start shooting at people and have everybody go with you. So these kind of people, man, they can't be trusted. So the warning is being put out there also with these other false prophets, and false teachers. okay, who are trying to make merchandise out of you. They're trying to get you to buy something. We don't need no money. We got jobs and stuff. We get our own bread. You know, you want to tie up to a brother, that's on you. That's love. Okay, that's just got to do with brotherly love. But we're not asking for nobody money. We're not selling nothing. You know, maybe if a brother do got a business, he ain't tying it into the truth. He got that over there, man. This is Isaiah chapter 52, verse 3. For thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money. Okay? He's going to redeem us without money. And what does it cost to buy guns? What do you got to have to buy weapons? You need money, man. So what's the point of you thinking that the Lord's going to come save us, you know, and say, well, hold an AK until I get there? No. He said not to be carnal. Okay? That's what Esau Edom's doing there. The sword was given to Esau Edom. We not playing by his game. That's why I said, envy not the oppressor and taking none of his ways. That's why we're not doing that. We're not getting down like that, man. This is Lamentations chapter 3, verse 25. The Lord is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him. See? And you know, this guy, man, he's not seeking the Lord. Why? How do we know? Because he's not getting in order, man. You know, he don't want to just repent and be like, man, I didn't see it that way, and change. That's what we all had to do. I had to do that. I had things that I did wrong. I had to change myself. This is a part of the purification process to be reproved. John chapter 10, verse 28. And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall. Oh wait, nope. I want to do John chapter 10, verse 12. Salakia. And it reads, but he that is an hireling, right? And what's a hireling? Someone who's maybe got hired by Esau Edom to come sow discord amongst the brotherhood, or bring some type of thing to scare the sheep, or get them to go some other way. Okay, and that's what, you know, a lot of us in the spirit, we feel like this guy might be, he might not be, he might just be somebody random, but at the same time, the way he's doing it, it sounds like, you know, it sounds like an agent, man. He that is an hireling and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them and scattereth the sheep. See, so we not fleeing from these people, man. We're not fleeing from people like this. We warning the sheep. We saying, hey, man, these people is going off. You need to stay clear from these people, man, and be careful how you talk to them, man, because they not right in the head, man. Okay? To be teaching that we need to take matters in our own hands and be shooting at everybody and whatnot. Okay? We don't have our own military. We're in captivity, man. There ain't no Hebrew defense unit on YouTube. Okay? Like, we don't have defense other than Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Now, this is going in to ISUPK. All right, this is you know, somebody we are very positive as us as believers and followers of Great Millstone. We know that these people ISUPK going off, but the brothers have been posting videos about this certain incident that happened because they're making a movie called The Charagma, but they're not even breaking down what the Charagma is. And the fact that they're even calling it the Charagma, and you go look up the word Charagma, it means incision and mark and all that. It's just ridiculous. But we're gonna watch a little bit of this and I'm gonna put in some precepts.
Ask the general, you might have a different understanding. Could be the same thing, right? And that is the mark of the beast. Is it a physical mark or is it a spiritual mark? Right. You seeing brothers in this cookout marked right now with the Spirit of the Lord. And because they mark with the Spirit of the Lord in their forehead, their action, which is what the hand symbolizes, causes us to form and do all the stuff that we're doing. We're doing all this for no pay. Ain't none of us get paid. But we're marked with a certain information that forces us to live a certain way. You get marked, not you, of course. You get marked with Christianity, you will be forced to live a certain... You ever have your parents tell you, join the military? You ever hear that? You should join the military. My parents always told me don't join. Right, but some say join the military. You know when you join the military...
It's been about 1 minute. All he had to do was say it was in your right hand or your forehead, and it's the RFDI chip. That's what he asked. He said, "Is it a physical mark?" He got to talk about, see, we out here barbecuing. We got the mark of the Lord. Watch what else he said.
You're still gonna be a killer, but just for America's enemies. So now you still, and people, that's the psychology. So we look at it like it's okay to kill for America, but it's wrong if we killing each other. Ain't it all murder? But when you mark with that information that the military is the answer, you will believe that. You go into their police force. You gonna go into their police force, especially in New York City. You gonna have the stop and frisk rule. Stop and frisk rule targeted who? It didn't target white people. It targeted blacks and Hispanics to lock them up for anything. Here's a stat most people don't understand. I'm gonna give you two stats. When you look up the FBI statistics, right, and it show the arrests, it'll show more white people technically have been arrested than black people. But when you break it down by percentage, because we're only 12% of the population, it'll look like black people are more arrested than white people per capita, right? And so that's an argument that a white man will give you. Here's the argument that most black people don't know. When you look up who has been exonerated for false crimes, black people are number one, which tells you the arrests that black people are getting is because they're padding the stats. It doesn't match that they actually committed the crime.
The fuck does this have to do with the question, bro?
But you won't believe that. So when we talk about the mark of the beast, that information that you take into your head will force you to take the action with your hand symbolized. The Bible say that the law is supposed to be a sign on your hand. Does that mean we write all the laws on our hand? No, that don't mean we write all the laws on our hand. It means we carry out the laws. So when it talks about your head and your hand is the information, your hand is the action.
Well, didn't it say that your head covereth? When you covereth your head, it's a shame to the Lord. Breaking that law.
And it's all spiritual. No, well, first of all, as I like to always say, yeah.
He said, what greater chip can a white man put in your hand?
Right.
To make niggas do what they ain't doing already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like what chip there? I mean, he controlling niggas. Listen, he controlling us. There's nothing that he legalized weed. Now we think weed is the greatest thing. He legalized homosexuality. We coming out in droves. There's nothing that he hasn't told us to do that we haven't done already. Why does he have to put a chip in you? You don't have to put no chip in you. Now, I'm not putting no chip in me if they was to come out. But a microchip is not the marker. Saying a microchip is the mark of the beast, Captain Taiwan. Saying a microchip, I'm going to end with this. Saying a microchip is the mark of the beast is like saying that nobody is marked with the beast at all yet because we ain't got a mark yet. So you...
Motherfucker, man. I can't stand ISUPK, man. I'm telling you, man, them motherfuckers is bugged out, alright? This is Ezekiel. This motherfucker said, hell nah, man. Tripping, bro. You know they paid off. And this is what the Lord's doing to his ass, okay? And everybody over there. Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 9. And if the prophet be deceived when he hath spoken a thing, I, the Lord, Yahawah, have deceived that prophet, and I will stretch out my hand upon him, and I will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel, man. And that's what he's going to do to ISUPK. There might be some brothers that come out of ISUPK and come to the truth, you know? Who knows? All I know is if they stay over there, they ass through. Okay, because you're putting a lot of people to death, telling them that the mark of the beast is not the charagma, when everybody in there in Sweden got it, and it's to buy or sell when you try to get something. They got all the Whole Food stores making it to where you got to have that thing to even get in the building. Okay, this is not something that's you know, this is not something that's hard to see if you're a spiritual person. Okay, if you're a spirit of the spirit. Like you know, okay? Even people who are carnal, they know what the mark of the beast is, okay? These demons is making it. You don't think they know what it is? They know what it is. They do everything with a diligent search. Okay, they know what the mark of the beast is. They're just how the devil is. He'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's how they are. Just like he is. He's doing the same thing. Just saying it just like nobody else has the mark already. Yes, there is some people that have it in Sweden and stuff, but he's not breaking that down to you. And they talking about they finna make. He wasn't the one who's gonna make a movie. It's this other guy. Okay, we're gonna get to him in a second. Job chapter 12 verse 16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So the Lord's doing this. Why is the Lord doing this? There's a reason why he's doing this. Somebody's got to play that part. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 19. Hold on. This is why he's got them saying stuff that obviously it's like, come on, bro. You guys to just be doing that on purpose, okay? Just to make sure people know your brain doesn't work. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 19. What I say then? Hold up. 11 verse 19. Going one more over. Everybody has been in the truth for a while. You know, even us new ones, we've been taught this. Okay, so we're gonna bring it up again. 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 9. For there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest unto you. So after you listen to Great Millstone, and if you listen to ISUPK, you know damn well that Great Millstone got the truth. Just off that simple breakdown. And that's showing that the Lord is not going to have no mercy for those, man, because that's one of the most simple breakdowns that you can come up with, man, when it comes to the scriptures. Okay? It has to do with all money transfers. It's very, very simple. Okay? Even before I came in the truth, when I seen people start putting that in their hand, I was like, isn't that in the Bible? But the only reason why people can't see is because why? Because the Lord's got an angel blocking them. Like he said, I deceived that prophet. He ain't doing that. That ain't his own. He controlled the kings. He controlled the hearts of men. He making him do that, man. Why? Because he was maybe one of those people back then who crucified Yahawashi. So that's his lot. Be coming against the prophets once again. Doing the same thing he did last time. 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 2. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. They speak evil of Great Millstone. They tell them, man, there ain't no way they ain't the M-A-R-K. No, I'm not gonna get it, but I ain't gonna tell you what it is. Like, why don't you just get it? Well, if it ain't the mark of the beast, then what's the problem? Why don't you just get it? It shouldn't be a big deal, right? You know, he telling you it is, but he's lying, man. But you can tell just by the way he said that. Oh, I'm not gonna take it. Fucking weenie. 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 3. And through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you. And that's what they doing, man. They making money off people talking about they ain't doing that for no money out there. Yeah, they is. They all got the same shirts. They got all that money, man. Yeah, they do. And they smoke weed and stuff, man. So if they smoke weed, what does that mean? They probably selling weed. Who just smoke weed and don't sell it, man? But who tells you not to smoke weed? Great Millstone. So everything they doing is just literally just to show you who is approved to teach doctrine, man. Who's really suffering for Yahawah, who is keeping themselves unspotted from the world. You know, it's simple to those who know. Whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and they damnation slumbereth not. Simple stuff, man. Very simple, but so simple. You got people going off. See, here's this other guy. Apostle Curtis Lewis is going off. Okay, this whole week, the elders and apostles just, you know, they were calling out a lot of false prophets. So this guy, I'm just going to listen to a little bit of it. You should go watch the video. It's very edifying.
Follow up on a post that I put on and coming to.
Let me start it back. Let me turn it up a little bit. And you see right now he's already got the hat. Okay, we're gonna go deal with that in a second. All them people wearing hats.
Just a few minutes to follow up on a post that I put on YouTube concerning Jacob's trouble. I did a teaching on Jacob's trouble. Most of you probably have looked at it. Jacob's Trouble, is it for the Europeans or is it for Jacob, has gotten over 11,000 views in less than 15 days. Part 2 has gotten over 7,000 views in 15 days. And I did another lesson entitled Jacob's Trouble is no more than the wrath of God upon those who troubled Jacob.
See, so he's making it seem like Jacob's trouble isn't coming and we all have to be tested and go through this trial to see who is Israel, okay? And the 2/3 don't get punished. He's trying to basically say that Jacob's trouble is basically not Jacob's trouble. Like this is completely going off, okay? And he's got Yeshua back there. We know there ain't no E's and no U's in Paleo Hebrew, and he got a hat. So this is the Lord showing who? He's showing the elect. You can't trust to get people like this, man. Okay? But I'm not going to get too more into it, but the elder breaks it down very, very well, as he always does. But we're just going to put in a couple precepts, and then we're going to get out of here. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Goes through right there. Allah's for the day is great, so that none is like it, right? We know this hasn't happened. It ain't been nothing like this. It hasn't been the MARK, the mark of the beast, being made mandatory, where you got to put that right hand, you put that chip in your right hand to your forehead to buy or sell. That's part of Jacob's trouble. So is World War III. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, right? So if we're going to get saved out of it, right, Jacob, right, we would be the fuck out of here. So this is how we know Jacob's trouble ain't here yet, okay? But it's coming. Now this is another thing. This is just one guy, this one apostle, right? Why does it say right here in 1 Corinthians, and we also know in Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 9, it says he'll turn all to all of Israel, not all of Israel, but the ones who are Israel, the hopeful elect, you know, because those are the only ones that are acting like Israel. Everybody else acting like Esau Edom's girlfriend. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 36, right? Hold on. Come on, man. What's going on with this thing? Yeah. Right? Okay. So, like I was saying, he said that he was going to give it to a group of men and they were going to teach it. So this is just one guy teaching, right? It said, what? The word of the Most High came out from you? Or it came unto you only? And that's another way to see that there's a false prophet, man. This guy is a false prophet. We're going to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 4. He ain't got nobody with him. He ain't on the highways and byways. He got a hat on. We're going to show where it talks about in the scriptures you're not supposed to do that. Right here, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 4. Every man praying or prophesying, he's prophesying, saying that Jacob's trouble is something else. And he's like, oh, well, I'm just such a great guy because I had 15 bucketheads view my video. And out of all them 15,000 people, some of them was viewing it and was going, this is bullshit. Just because somebody viewed your video doesn't mean that they agree. That's the problem that Jake got. Like, because you got 15,000 views, everybody likes your shit. No, some people was taking your shit and rebuking your ass. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. Right? So he's dishonoring Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi by not let alone having his head covered. Okay? He's got the false name in the background. Okay? So this is just this clear signs to see that these people are going against the Lord, man. And they probably damn bought off. I got 2 more precepts and then I'm out of here. Isaiah chapter 28 verse 7. And it reads, but they also have erred through wine, talking about doctrine, and through strong drink are out of the way. See, this is talking about doctrine. The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink. The false philosophies they got from Esau Edom, they are swallowed up of wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. they stumble in judgment. So they don't understand the judgment of Bahasham Yahawashi. They don't understand that the Lord is coming to judge 2/3 of Israel and also to judge the elect of Israel. Okay, but the elect of Israel is going to get judged and they're going to get salvation. We pray to be a part of that judgment. Okay, salvation, not damnation to get destroyed. Okay, but we know that the 2/3 are going to come back into the kingdom after that. So that's my last precept, John chapter 10, verse 1. And it reads, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold. Who's got the sheepfold? Who's teaching all the word of the Lord right? The 100% truth. Great millstone. But climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. Okay? And you listen to these people that's been going all across Great Millstone down onto the followers, they're going to get you destroyed. So do not follow these people. Mark them, block them, get off their stuff, and get back to serving Yahawah Bahasham the right way with the right prophets, which is Great Millstone. Okay? We're going to go Great Millstone every time. They haven't failed us yet. So shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, be part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5, verse 42. The water, everybody who came tuned in. Yahawah Shemel Barak Atham. Wa Abal Babal. Kwam Yasharallah. DTA. Lord willing, we up next. And Lord willing, be at the exalted name of Yahawah Shemel yet another day. Shalom.